We good? 2-2. All right. We loud and clear? Yeah. What's good, y'all? OCO, hope y'all doing well.
OCO, freethinkers.
Cause one thing about it, two things for sure, three things for certain, nigga.
You're now tuned into the realest historian on the planet.
It's up.
The champ is here.
He's here to make you think.
Winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history.
You are watching a master at work.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
The best teacher you wished you had in school. Have your pens and paper handy and get ready to take notes.
Relax and take notes. This man is unstoppable.
Look at that Indian right there. Look at this Indian.
It's Dane Calloway.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
I will not be debating Dane Calloway.
Hey, talk tall, Dane. Talk tall.
Set it on fire.
All right. Needs, you've been a member for 47 months. I appreciate that. Hold up, I'm about to get to the, I'm pulling everything up on my side, making sure everything's straight. And I was a little late for a reason. Oh, bring that back real quick. Bring that back. I'm gonna go to the, hold up. Let me go to the shadow screen real quick. Yeah. I'm here though. But let me go to the shadow screen real quick. But no, I'm here though. I'm here though.
Set it on fire.
But now let's do the shadows. Let's do the shadows. Ho. Look, I'm moving too quick for it. It got mad because I did that. It started freezing. It was getting cold, you know. But now let's do the shout-outs real quick. Jay Young been a member for 36 months in a row. I appreciate that, brother.
Fire.
Where y'all at in the chat though? 504 Louisiana in the building. What up, Icky? Puma in the building. What up, Maryland? DMV in the building. What up, Puma? Hey. Hold up. Denver, Colorado in the building. Stillwater, what they say? Stillwater, Oklahoma in the building. Fort Lauderdale, Florida in the building. St. Louis in the building. Kojo, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Yeah, Niji D, 86 with the 47 months. I appreciate that. What up, Gary? What up? Gary with the 42 months. Isaiah been a member for 16 months. I appreciate that. He said to get health and prosperity of all the Niji. Hey, I like that.
Set it on fire.
Hey, Isaiah, I like that. Like that a lot, man. Hold up. Let Let me do these shout outs. And thank you for the gifted, Jay Young. What up, Jay? Las Vegas in the building. What up, Deuce Dizzle? Springfield, Illinois in the building. Augusta, Georgia in the building. Richmond, VA in the building. Buffalo, New York in the building. Kansas City, Missouri in the building. Iroquois, OCO sister, how are you? North Dakota in the building. Duval in the building. Virgin Islands in the building. South Carolina in the building. Yeah, what up, Texas? Dallas, Texas in the building. Chi-Town in the building. Temple, Texas in the damn Texas in here heavy, bruh. Look at all Texas. H-Town in the I'm talking about the whole thing was Texas. Look, Houston, Texas, H-Town in the building. Man, y'all, hey, Texas, y'all gonna have to put that back up. It was so many of y'all. All of Texas is in the building right now. Who picked y'all up on the bus? Who picked y'all up? Somebody picked y'all up. How that happen? Bridgeport, Connecticut. North Dakota in the building. Augusta, Georgia in the building. Boston in the building. Long Island in the building. Arkansas in the building. Chicago in the building. Brooklyn in the building. Boston in the building. What up, Pearl? What up, Dallas? Port Arthur, Texas. Yeah, I see you, Jacksonville. What up? What up, Blue Dreamer? See how Levante late? And I talked to him too. Hold on, yeah. And hold on, where my look. And I talked to him today. See where he at? Nah. Byron, Georgia in the building. He ate and fell asleep. Anton Hot Springs along. Oh, Arkansas. That's Hot Springs, Arkansas. That's a lot of Hot Springs. I didn't know that was a popular name. Tulsa in the building. Savannah, Georgia in the building. I see y'all. What up, Philly? Birmingham, Alabama. Tuskegee, Alabama. What up, Alabama? I see you. East St. Louis in the building. Irving, Texas in the building. You said that's basically Dallas. What up, Irving? What up, Dallas? Indiana in the building. Baltimore in the building. What up, B-More? Cleveland, Ohio in the building. Memphis in the camp. Hey, what up, James? Aliens playing ball. Man, we about to get into it tonight. Long Beach, California in the building. Alabama in the building. I see you, Iroquois. Montgomery, Alabama in the building. I see, hey, Alabama showed up. Henderson, Kentucky, what up? Westside ATL, Georgia in the building. What up, Copper Coyote? Mobile, Pritchard, Alabama. I see you. Alabama not playing. What up, Houston? What up, Connecticut? A lot of Connecticut too. Hey, y'all in here tonight. What up, Flint? Much love, Flint. Michigan. Detroit in the building. I see you. Okay. Phoenix City, Alabama. Woo, where is that at? Nashville in the building. Detroit, I see you. What up, Detroit? Alright, nah. You said Mount Airy, Philly? I never heard of that. Y'all neighbors some places I never heard of. Staten Island, what up? Harlem, what up? Okay, there go. There go New York, heavy. Southeast DC in the building. What up, Supreme? You already know. Tuscaloosa, Alabama in the building. Minnesota in the building. There y'all go. Jay, what up, though? North Carolina in the building. There you go, North Carolina. I was wondering where y'all was at. Ho, stop. You better not play that. It played it again. Hold up, nah, ho. Switch. Switch that. Let me switch this real quick. Cause we about to get to it though. Oh look, I'm doing too much. Oh, let me calm it down. I'm doing too much. I'm doing sound effects and all that, and it started lagging for a second. We should be good though. Yeah, this should be alright. I was doing the transition and all that, streaming and all that. Got a bunch of stuff up at the same time. We about to have fun tonight. Look, I'm still working on my background. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. We gonna be adding some more stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just a work in progress. So every stream I'm doing, you gonna, see the changes that we make with this thing. But we gonna have fun with it. There's a lot of things I want to put back there. Even some quotes, but things getting custom made. Okay, things getting custom made. Could we drop a bomb for that? And it take a minute. It take a minute. It's gonna be here though. What up, 305? Yeah, I love you too. I appreciate that. Look, OCO, there go Chesapeake, Virginia. What up, Virginia? VA in the building. Yeah, this I wanted to go earlier, y'all. I definitely wanted to go earlier. I wanted to make this a lengthy live stream. And what's today? It's Wednesday. And people got to go to work. You know what I mean? Man, I wanted this to be like a 6-hour live stream too. So I may stop like around like 1 something, maybe 2. What y'all think? Like for real though, because we can pick it back up tomorrow. Be like with a whole bunch of other stuff I wanted to cover. But I wanted to make sure I'm getting at a decent hour for folk, because I know folk gotta go to work, you know what I mean? And I definitely want to do the 6-hour live stream. I want to do an 8-hour live stream, a 12-hour live stream. Getting close to that 24-hour live stream. We'll see, because I got to plan something for that one, because it ain't just going to be sitting at the desk. You know what I mean? 24 hours. I ain't going to have it set up where y'all watching me sleep. We ain't doing that. It's going to be something fun, though. 24 hours. I'd much rather you watch it, you know what I'm saying? Like a film I produced. I mean, it's over here chilling on the couch, pop it up on pull the projector down. We could
set it on fire, 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 fire.
All right. Oh, why we lagging? Wait, why we lagging? Hold up. Okay, we back. All right, hold up. Let me make sure. Hey, Copper Engine, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Let me make sure everything's straight. Okay. I'm just double check. Oh, my graphics card got an update. That's the problem. Oh. All right, so y'all gonna have to excuse the glitches tonight, okay? My graphics card got an update, and I just checked it. It's ready. It was about to install. I had to stop it. But yeah, so just be mindful of that. There's gonna be a few minor glitches here and there. All right, we live, okay? But anyway, damn, that's on me though. I should have checked. That's on me. But anyway, so what was the vote? Let me look at y'all. What y'all was saying. So 72% people said that they believe that aliens are real. 17% said no. 11% said they're not sure. That was out of, unless y'all want to vote right now, go ahead and vote right now. While you at it, hit the like button. While you at it, hit the like button. Man, there's so many things we're gonna be covering tonight. And a lot of this stuff I haven't seen yet. Now, I did do some research on some of the things that's gonna get brought up. And I'm not here to scare anybody or nothing like that, man, but they got a plan. They got a plan. And we gotta kind of plan ourselves to counter what they have planned, you know, to kind of manipulate the people. And who was they, Dane? You name it. The Democrats, the Republicans, the so-called elitists, the so-called globalists, the so-called deep state, the so-called government. You name it. Pick them. Pick them. You could go by religion, faith, whatever. You know who I'm talking about. When I say they, insert them. Put their pronoun with the pronoun. Okay? Yeah, Jay, that's true. A lot of people talking about Project Blue Beam again, especially with the use of AI. Woo! Oh my goodness. We're going to get into that too. Oh man, AI just needed. And I've been saying, you know, Dane, you did your thumbnail with the use of AI. Yeah, that's cool. But if they do something to look too real in real life and you can't make the distinction between if it's real or not, and you react to whatever it is in the positive sense or in the negative sense, it could be positive for you because you got to do something to protect yourself against whatever threat that you feel as though is a threat, right? Negative sense is the fact that you're doing it for nothing. It's not real. And they mushed you into a virtual reality and took control of you. You know, there's a study going around talking about how a lot of people are not reading anymore and they're dependent on AI to read for them and to teach them information. It's to the point where Google recently, listen y'all, listen to me. This is very serious. Google recently changed. Just changed, and I'm sure you heard about it, but go to Google. When you go to google.com, the answers that are being fed to you are provided to you by AI now. In each and every AI company, always give you the disclaimer at the bottom that read what? AI will most likely make mistakes. Right? They got you thinking that AI is a human being. They like, well, humans make mistakes. And I agree, humans do make mistakes, but AI making a mistake could be dangerous, especially when you're counting on that as the single source of information. And you know that's the route that they're trying to take this, y'all. They're trying to make AI the single source of information provided to you by way of article, video, audio, record. They not, okay. The majority of you know right now that when you utilize AI and you're trying to pull something up, they provide you with sources. 9 out of 10 of their sources are articles. Articles that were written online, that have existed on the internet ever since they turned it on. But they added in a variant. The variant is what you would subscribe to. Let's summarize the internet listen to how they go. They're summarizing the internet, simplifying it down to cater to you as an individual, whether that information is right or wrong. And AI is going to give it to you as if it's the right information. 100%. Google has now transitioned from having thousands of pages of the internet to forcing you to ask your question to AI. And they'll tell you. Dang, we been had that. I agree with you. That's what Google was and still is today. So instead of it being in the background, now it's in the forefront with a name called Gemini, as an example. Sora, as another example. Grok, as another example. ChatGPT, as another. Now they're just giving it a name. But this is something that they utilize to control the masses. This is a weapon. Why is the government contracted with these people? Why are they taking trips to Dubai where billionaires meet and billionaire after billionaire are investing into AI and data centers? People we haven't even heard of before, who are billionaires investing into AI. Not just Bill Gates, not just anybody that's in relation to the Epstein files. It's more than just the ones we heard about by way of people like Alex Jones. There's more people in the pot trying to fix the food that they want to feed the people, to feed the masses. And it's getting worse. Because the more control we give AI, the more control that people who don't have your best interests can control you remotely. They could be sitting in an island somewhere on a totally different part of the planet that does not have a name labeled on it by way of geography, controlling you by way of the use of Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, the internet, AI, and type in a prompt and tell AI exactly what it wants it to do. We think it's convenient, but should there be a limit? Should we stop it and say, okay, wait, that's enough? Y'all remember when, what's the name of that company? Sora shut down its video creation for consumers. But do you know Sora is still being utilized by Trump? Okay. Dang, not just Trump, you right. The Trump administration, the White House, people who are in the government. Let's start it off with this one. Let me go into what I like to call the breakdown. I'm gonna break something down, then we're gonna get into we're getting into the segment right now. Let me break something down, then we're gonna get into some other videos. Okay, so this particular one that I want to get into is weird because it came directly from the White House. Like, why would they do this? Y'all seen this? Hold on, I'm about to show you. They put out cryptic messages. Hold on. I'm jumping ahead now. They tried to say it was for a website, but okay. This is video 1. This came from their Twitter. The White House official Twitter. Do I have the music off? No, I had the music off. So let me replay that one more time. Right? Then the next video was this. Then this was the next video. So these were 3 different tweets. Like, but come on. What's this? Like now, okay, then they promoted a website. All this to promote a website, basically. But they were leading people on as if they were about to crack down on something. Like, but peep game, look what they were utilizing there. This is Sora. This was Sora. We can't use it, but they can. So this is not the first time that the White House actually did something like this, though. They posted up a cryptic message, and I covered that the last time, and it ended up promoting some other website. But they purposely made this one look like it was something out of an AI-built movie. And many people were DMing me about this, and I was like, you know what? I can't believe that the White House is actually doing this. And this is where, things going to start to get uncomfortable because as far as the conversation is concerned for many people, because the issue is no longer about, a website. Let me show you the website. So this was the website. This is a screenshot of the tweet. So you could they made it aliens.gov. They walk among us. This is from the White House. But look, let me show you aliens.gov. Hold on. This is the website. Look how they try to look. Hold on, is this in a? Look how they tried to do this. And this is when you first log into the website. Then you scroll down. For 60 years, the U.S. government has been closely guarded or kept a closely guarded secret. Aliens have been walking among us, living in our neighborhoods and interacting with us in our daily lives. Look how they worded this. They shop at the same stores, attended the same classes as our children, and lived seemingly normal human existences. With one exception. They don't belong here. Millions arrived under the cover of darkness and embedded themselves directly into our society. Countless presidents, congressmen, and senior officials knew exactly what was happening. And if you read in between the lines, let me let this sink in for a minute. Let me just let this sink in for a minute. If you read in between the lines, ain't they telling on themselves? Now, of course, they about to spin it, y'all. They're spinning it. It's this presentation. Instead of protecting citizens, they chose to cover it up and even accelerate the invasion. Accelerate the invasion. Why would you use this word? But then again, watch how they did it until one man finally had the courage to tell the truth. Blah, blah, blah. President Trump. All right. First to call out the real danger of aliens posed to every American family, every community, and the future of our nation. The truth is no longer out there. It is right here, right now. Now, keep in mind, the saying actually is the truth is out there. They're playing on that. That's X-Files, in fact, right? The truth is out there. That was their famous line. So this whole thing, this whole website is based around X-Files. And you know, X-Files is about aliens, right? Even the font, all the way down to the color, everything. And their famous quote was, the truth is out there. So they played on that. The truth is no longer out there. It is right here, right now. Top secret. Look at the encounters. Alien arrest map live. Look, y'all. But that's the problem. It was about the presentation. The whole situation dealing with this website made it seem like, you know, and then they're playing with the people's minds, but they made it seem like, you know, they were about to uncover something. Like people are already struggling to regain the trust that they have for the government. And they chose to promote something like this, where it's feel like it's attention grabbing propaganda, all this stupidity. This is stupid, especially on this subject. And people been asking about this for years. And they even played with that. They said for 60 years. And that's the part people are questioning. Not only the existence of this website, being as though it's an official government website, but it's their decision to package it in a way that feels like mysterious or dramatic. You know, like they intentionally designed it to make people click, basically, before they fully understand what they're looking at. Because they don't even give you an explanation on this website anyway. Because they're just talking about the word aliens, okay? Not in a, you know, they're just using it, but not in, okay, their intent was for a political sense, but they're not using it here, political or legal, you know, they're not using that type of word. And it pissed people off. And we talking about a word millions of people immediately connect to alien files. You know, we all thought it was it right here. UFO files, UAP records, classified documents. Like, you know what I'm saying? They even said it at the bottom, government hearings, something, whistleblowers. But, you know, public promises about declassification. So when the public sees this crap coming from their own government on a website called aliens.gov, and it's promoted with the kind of language that sounds like something out of a classified disclosure campaign, people are naturally going to stop and ask, like, why would they do that? Imagine a movie called They're Already Here, built around the idea that non-human visitors are not arriving in the future, but they already been living in our presence for centuries. Remember how they said that? Where is it at? Like if we did a movie about this, right? Like instead of releasing a trailer, we could create a fake official mysterious website like this, and they call it something like They Walk Among Us.gov or Project Bluebeam.gov, and design it to look like classified government archive. You know what I mean? The page could be filled with redacted files. We could have blurred surveillance images. Like, you know how they've been giving us sort of on Fox 5 and all the rest of them, the news clips, CBS, strange audio clips, the countdown clock at the countdown clock, leaked coordinates, warnings, and look, and to put something on here where it say, this archive was not intended for public viewing. We could be doing the same thing. The point of the campaign will be as simple as make y'all, the viewer, feel like y'all stumbled upon something that was never supposed to be seen. Then after the people start clicking and sharing and questioning and debating whether if this site is real, you know what I mean? The campaign was slowly revealed that it was connected to the movie called They're Already Here. That type of marketing, this marketing works because it's not an ordinary promotion. You know what I mean? It feels like it's like a form of discovery. But this is the reason why the government did that. So they playing on people's emotions. There we go. They playing on people's emotions. It's horrible because the government is not supposed to create confusion just to capture some attention. The government is supposed to provide clarity, especially on subjects where the public has already been asking for honesty and we need transparency. And they said they was going to declassify documents. We looking for that. We ain't looking for no marketing. So this don't look like marketing to us. That's your way for us to stop asking questions. That's what it is. It's a redirection. And it's deeper. Because what can you do when you provide millions and millions of people a redirection like this? Something so critical as this. And wrap it up as a drastic, dramatic, sci-fi thriller presentation. But redirecting you and redirecting your attention. Woo. This is dangerous. Getting the children involved. Stuff like that. Trying to make it seem like the so-called illegal immigrants are something that we should be afraid of. Look at the message that they putting out there. This is why people believe that something like this made the situation worse. If the government says it wants transparency, we got to give them transparency as the people. But if the public requests it, and we want some clarity, the government gives us a bait and switch message. If the government says they have nothing to hide, then what's this? So I would say the real question is not whether, the website got attention. Clearly it did. The real question, I believe, is what kind of attention did it create? Because if the goal was to inform and create a presentation around confusion, then they got that. They didn't create nothing that allows us to build trust for them. This created more suspicion. And you think they're not doing that on purpose? We think it like they sus. The government is sus, been sus. So we looking at them. So they trying to redirect us somewhere. Peep game, how they doing it. Something major is way major going on. I'm gonna jump ahead, y'all, and I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on. They're embedding humans with aliens. Hybrids. It's coming out. Hybrids. This is coming out. This is what I'm seeing. I'm like, wow, okay. But then I thought about it. Like, okay, if that's real, right? If that part is real, then that actually explains certain people's actions, certain people's looks. Whole bunch of stuff. I'm just saying, complete speculation here. But how do we know if the people that are running the government are actually real human? Or a hybrid? All these movies, we could name the list. We could go down the list of so many movies telling us about this happening. We ain't bothered to look at it and look into it to see if it's, based around any type of truth. We ain't bothered to look at that. But when we start seeing, and I'm about to show something, I'm gonna show y'all some videos. When we start seeing stuff like this, you gotta start questioning it. So they were trying to say that they discovered 4 alien species, different alien species, during this UFO claim. This happened like a few days ago. 4 different species. Now, of aliens though, of the so-called creepy looking aliens. Okay? But what if the aliens don't look like those aliens that you see in this Trump picture? What if the aliens look like humans, just hybrid versions? All right, let me play the video though.
With some new, pretty shocking allegations here, new claims in this age of disclosure that we're in, okay, that the United States has recovered remains of not 1 or 2, but 4 separate species of alien life over time that the government knew about. All right, we have John Stewart, UFO researcher and filmmaker, back with us today. And well, first and foremost, I need to know where you are, because this is the first time I've talked to you with that kind of background.
Yeah, it's like Rocky Balboa. He starts off all gritty, and as he becomes more media savvy, they give you new backgrounds and they put you in a suit and tie.
Like, wait a minute.
That's just an AI background.
I become civilized, so it's all over. No,
like,
I am in
usually
the
you're in your
corner of
house.
I'm in the corner of my laundry room, which is they built me a podcast room.
Hey, wait a minute.
Here in Deerfield on the North Shore. So
at least he being real.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Well,
he in his laundry room.
My friend. So
yeah.
Give us your thoughts on these latest claims here about 4 species of aliens that the government may have known about for years?
Yeah, you bring me on because I sometimes have inside baseball knowledge of extraterrestrials and aliens because of my 7-year self-funded investigation into Project Aquarius, which was allegedly the government's involvement with all things contact between extraterrestrials, interdimensional beings, off-planet beings, and Homo sapiens sapiens on this planet.
All right, now listen, keep in mind, some of y'all out there may not have heard this part right here. This is out of Chicago Channel 32, if I'm not mistaken. But I just want you guys to understand that sometimes local news media stations will cover particular topics going in a little further, depending on their region. But I know that they force feeding information in other areas on purpose. Okay, and other areas are not even seeing this type of information. But I'm here trying to provide what we see, just what we see, what I can see, what you can see, what we can hear. But that doesn't mean that we have to agree upon all information that is being said here. Take it with a grain of salt. But let's just see what they're saying about this situation. Now, so far he said that the government has been involved. Okay.
Us, human beings. And yes, as shocking as this is, and we will get to the man that made this claim, who I've had a cordial relationship with for 7 years. Look, I've been surrounded by intelligence agents, private contractors, military people, retired military people, scientists who were in the legacy program involving extraterrestrials. It's more that they say than is 4 species. However, let's
it's more than the 4 species.
To the claim made by who we're going to talk about, Dr. Hal Puthoff, who was with the Stanford Research Institute and the Institute for Advanced Studies in Austin, and had very deep tangential relationships with the government and the CIA, and he made this claim. And I just want to tell you that I hope we have time today, but yes, the government, the United States government, since 1945, before Roswell, there was a crash in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and we have retained and stored in various states of storage, whether it be cryogenic or deep freeze, or in the 40s, which would be a formaldehyde. We have and still have to this date alien extraterrestrial bodies at around 10 to 12 facilities around the country, and I can name them if you'd like. But
and he can name them
to the bank. The United States government has and does have these bodies, has examined them, and as my bizarre 3-minute film that I've been researching has shown, has interrogated for long-term purposes and long-term use.
Interrogated
Extraterrestrial entities. And this hasn't been one person. My colleague, Dr. Stephen Greer, has over 700 witnesses that have testified to the legacy program, and about 200 witnesses that have gone on record, testimonial, signed affidavits, where they have actually touched, saw, recovered, autopsied, interrogated extraterrestrial living beings. This phenomenon is real, and I told you weeks ago, Anita, the world and the people of my hometown, people of Chicago, need to prepare for the shock that's coming.
See, what is that? What is the shock? Ho. That's what I'm saying. Now, again, we're not going to go, you know what? Yeah, I think we should. Hold on. Let's go. Let's pull up the conspiracy files. Let's go this route. Let's pull up the conspiracy files real quick. So I can't believe it. So they really do have an agenda behind some of this stuff, trying to scare people. Let me stop playing. I knew this was coming. It's just, I didn't want it to come, but I do want to make people aware of this because it could be coming from any direction. I strongly believe AI is going to be involved in all of this some type of way. Okay.
Done looking at strange blips in the sky, and we appreciate Donald Trump, our president, and the government giving that to us. It's time to show us the pilots of these crafts. We have the video, we have the photos. I'm speaking directly to President Donald Trump. It is time to release the hounds, release the autopsies, the video of these beings, alive and dead.
So why do you think we're getting this slow trickle instead of just ripping the Band-Aid off?
Well, this is uncomfortable for me to say. It's 3 reasons. I honor President Trump. I think he wants to go down in history as a great leader. And in this day and age, a great leader is someone that is ripping the Band-Aid off of disclosure, whether it be the Martin Luther King assassination, JFK assassination, and the $64,000 question that has eluded us for millennia.
The Epstein files, you're not going to mention that part?
And for the past 80 years, are we alone? Have we been visited by other beings? Anita, behind our backs, with the lights turned out after midnight, we have built multiple underground facilities to house these beings, retain these beings, interrogate them, and store their bodies after they depart this planet. And it's time that the government come absolutely full disclosure, full clean, 100%. Tell the public we've had these beings, we've retained them, we've interrogated them. We're not really sure where they came from or the full picture, and that's going to be okay too for the American people to hear that. But damn it, give us the video, give us the photos, the autopsy reports, give us what has been said in these interrogation sessions, and that's what my 3-minute film that I've investigated and spent $35,000, which no one has proved is an actual hoax. It's been the opposite. It's been over 13 people from the government telling me your video's real, the being is real. I found the doctor's widow that examined that being while he was in distress, respiratory distress. I contacted the DIA director, who was allegedly also in that room watching that interrogation, and the government needs to come clean, and it's up to President Trump to say, we're not going to insult the people anymore. We're not going to give them strange craft in the sky and blips. Let's give them the autopsies. Let's give them the living interrogation films from the 40s. And
you know what? All of this going on as far as these alien beings, all they did was show us if these files existed. I'm just saying, if the files existed, what do they look like? Don't give us pictures or footage of possible UFOs. Let me see what these extraterrestrial beings look like. Let me see them. Are they the green things and I know it's not the green things. I'm sure they're not trying to show that they look like us. That's probably what they don't want to show. What y'all think? Do y'all think, type 13 if y'all think the aliens look similar to us. Not quite, but similar. Type 14 if y'all think that the aliens will probably look like the greenish, short green little things walking around. 13. Signs of 13s. A lot of 13. That's what I'm saying. We saw allegedly a bunch of aircraft. Okay, let's see what these things look like. If you want to peel the Band-Aid off slow, as you say, throw us a picture, one or two of them from these files.
Let's give them all.
Let me see.
In regards to actual terrestrial.
You think these people, okay, what do y'all think people are going to do? Do y'all think people will panic? Because think about it. The saying is that the aliens been here for a minute, been living among us for a while, for at least 60 to 80 years. Some would say even longer. Some would say it's ancestral. We could go down that route too. But I'm just saying, why do we need to be afraid of them? Why? Why can't we not communicate with them? If we're not already communicating with them, by the way. But why? Why hold this back? Why can't it just be a clear-cut transparency, clear-cut clarity put with this subject? So you won't create confusion. Is this government the creator of chaos and confusion? Is this government the creator of distraction? Is this government the creator of civil unrest, racism, propaganda? We could go down a list. This government who is going to hold the government accountable? Who? It should be the people. That's the reason why I'm mentioning this. It should always be about, hey, what we gonna do? If these so-called aliens are living among us, they know it ain't our fault. That's why they haven't done nothing for 80 years. or even longer. So us. But you can't show us a picture. You can't show us a video of you interrogating them. You're communicating, that's another thing. So you're communicating with them. Okay, so how do you know what they're saying? Are they speaking our language? Or are they speaking a language that we could recognize? Hey, whole lot of stuff they could throw out there if they really want to. I mean, not no UFOs and UAPs. Like, oh, that's scary that we're going to see some interrogation footage of the government speaking to some aliens? Y'all will be afraid of that? I wouldn't. Well, I mean, for what? What am I afraid of? Where's the threat?
Extraterrestrial beings that have been piloting these craft for millennia and transiting down to our planet.
But if we have them
for millennia and coming down to our planet, like, so they've been here for a minute. Why hold this information? Now he counting on Trump to get this done.
Extraterrestrial beings that have been piloting these craft for millennia and transiting down to our planet.
But if we have them, who is monitoring them?
Who's monitoring the government?
Stein Group. This is the rub that I have and many people like me. It is a unconstitutionally elected group of individuals. Back in the 40s, they called themselves MJ-12, the Majestic, which is the majority, a military assessment of the Joint Intelligence Committee. It was a group of 12 men, scientists, military experts, who came together because of the Roswell crash to figure out, to study that we are being traversed, we are being visited by these beings, what to do about it, how to disseminate the information, and how to possibly release it to the public, which they've never done until, a month ago. And it is because they are terrified of the truth. And they're not even sure of the truth.
What?
I can understand that. If I was in the government, I would be hesitant to release this information.
Why?
You want to tell the garbage man from Chicago, this hardworking, salt of the earth guy, or his school teacher wife, you want to look these people in the eye and tell them, you might have been created by an extraterrestrial entity. Our DNA has been.
Whoa. Whoa. I know some content creators that's probably going to want that clip. DM me. Y'all going to want that clip. But he said that there's a strong possibility. I'm paraphrasing. That some of these people came from aliens. It's in their DNA. Not necessarily. It could be another group of people that we just so-called, whatever it is, whatever race, I'm not trying to say, I'm just saying, whatever race could be associated with these particular beings or entities or extraterrestrial beings. And they made it with them years ago. Keep in mind, they're saying, according to what he said earlier, that they've been around since 1945. So that's 80 years. So, and I believe they've been around way longer than that. If we're not talking about the ones like, they try to portray in Hollywood. They tried to portray an American Indian in Hollywood one way and made you believe it. And you think they won't do that same exact thing with aliens? Yeah, the aliens that are walking among us they look real close to us, but you can tell them. Some of y'all be calling them reptilians. And a lot of y'all be talking about the Anunnaki, but can't pinpoint what they used to look like. A lot of y'all be talking about the giants, but you can't pinpoint what they used to look like. You asking AI to draw the picture for you. The AI waiting on a prompt from you. The AI like should tell us we were just created. We were just created. We don't know what the Anunnaki look like. What extraterrestrials? Oh, aliens. We got it. And coming right up. Yeah, go right, true believer. Right back to it's going right back to the data centers. There are. See, this is the reason why I don't trust the weaponization of AI. That's a strong possibility that this government or any other affiliate of the government could utilize to their advantage against American citizens or any citizen of a country in general. Not for the people's benefit. This is something that they can utilize against the people, and they know it. And they got people's attention too.
Tinkered with, so says geneticists.
And it's been out there.
There might be multiple gods, little gods, that have created human beings and have monitored us for millennia. Do you really think?
Listen to the word he just used, little gods.
These wonderful individuals that have made up this world and our country are ready for that ontological shock that is going to bounce them off the wall in the glass pane of religion and their own reality and existence.
My question for him would be, hey, well, since you know they're little gods, have you seen a picture of them? Can you describe them? Do they look like the ones that they, display in Hollywood?
And again, for 80 years, the money, the madness, the malfeasance, and the murder that has been conducted, keeping the secret away from the American public. I know it's shocking. I'm not some crazy bald guy from Chicago rattling off. You have a Congressman, Matt Gaetz, that told the world 6 weeks ago, his military contacts told him that the United States government is right now creating a hybrid alien race of human hybrids.
What did I say?
Said by a congressman to the public and to the media.
Stop. See, and I'm pretty sure when I said that earlier in this live stream, a lot of y'all thought I was bullshitting. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I can't confirm that. I'm not right there with these folks. I'm just letting you know what's coming. I'm researching this stuff. I'm looking into it. They were already in position to create their own hybrid version of a human being. Think about it. In history, what was their famous quote? Survival of the fittest. So they put together particular races of people to mate to create the fittest one or the fittest version of a race. That's a hybrid. They've been doing this since eugenics, y'all. They've been doing this for a minute. This has been around for a long time. This is not brand new. And I've been teaching about this on my channel, it's 10 years now. This is not new. And now all of a sudden they finally saying that this is true. So that's how you know that they're either losing control of something and trying to gain it back. I really wish I could pinpoint that right now, what they're losing control of. And it could be just the mindsets of the people, but it could be some more just added to that as to the reason why they're constantly trying to distract us with things like this. And Iran and everything. You go down the list. The Democrats, the Republicans. Oh, Jay-Z came out with a freestyle. Oh, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Oh, well, let's go to sports. Not Russell Wilson retiring. What's Myles Garrett? Myles Garrett was traded to the Rams. Our mind is being thrown off. They got a movie called Michael Jackson, or Michael, based on Michael Jackson. Let's go see it. Our minds are awful what the government doing. Meanwhile, we at the pump spending $20 to $25 more on the gas that we paying for in the vehicle that we driving. There's going to be some Tesla people out there like, see, You should have got a Tesla. Yeah, but you don't got control over that Tesla. Let you say one thing wrong that a billionaire don't like. Let you fall behind on your bills. A corporation don't like it. You forgot to pay your taxes. The IRS don't like it. Oh, you working on your credit? And the bills don't like it? They can shut your car off while you in mid-highway driving. Come on, lady, move. Your whole car shut off. You hurrying up trying to move it over. What's happening? You roll down the window. You can't roll down the window. You can't open up the door. Everything locked. I don't trust nothing like that, bro. You don't have full control over something like that. You don't. And at any time, anybody can tap into that stuff. Who's to say that stuff is safe? Oh, you mean to tell me that the government has been lying about aliens for 80 to 100 years, as an example, probably a little over-exaggerating a little bit, and they not going to lie about nothing else? They have, I told you the law, they passed a law up under Biden's administration, by the way, to record you while you driving. Your behavior and everything. Your conversations. Everything. Let's say, for example, you out there doing Uber, driving for 16 hours. They recording how many times your eyes close. Then all of a sudden, you're going to see a whole bunch of commercials about car accidents. Make sure you get your lawyer, and blah, 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 blah. And then they're going to send you insurance stuff, insurance commercials. They doing this. This is right now. You go over the speed limit every day and you got that GPS on, guaranteed the commercials you see on whatever platform you play, and you utilizing that same phone, it's going to play some commercials or the shirts and all the rest of that. You know how they do. They set it up to sell it back to you. Don't forget that. Now, that's why I don't trust this part at all, y'all.
Going on here. And what is going on here is something that President Trump needs to get his hands on. I know it's like, as President Lincoln said, it's like holding a wolf by the ears. You hate like hell, you got to hold on to him, but you don't dare let him go. Let go of the ears, President Trump. Please tell the people the 100% truth. We don't want to know how to build a nuclear bomb, but we want to know, I'm being metaphoric, but we want to know that you have the nuclear bomb. We want to know we've been visited. You owe it to us. Those facilities, housing, and that house these beings, which is now the Dugway Proving Ground. I'm letting out a little secret here. That's where these disparted beings are being held and being biologically still examined under the American Institute of Pathology.
Okay, we got to make sure we write his name down. We got to make sure we write his name down. So I wonder if they put his name back up there again. Just to make sure. Just to see how they're going to act.
There's another little secret hint, too, and other facilities that still have these remains also. It's time to let us know. We have them. We've studied them. Here's what we know without giving us too much information that will give actors like Russia and China a leg up on technology. I don't think that's hard to desire as a taxpaying citizen.
Not hard to desire. Clearly hard for the government to come through with. You mentioned Congressman Matt Gaetz. There are a lot of questions surrounding his credibility for a number of reasons.
Yeah, I said Jon Stewart. That's Jon Stewart.
What about Dr. Howe? I mean, what do we know about Dr. Howe?
Yeah, buckle yourself in.
I don't know who that is.
He's 90 years old. He has a doctorate in electrical engineering, and he was a parapsychologist. He started off at the Stanford Research Institute, studying remote viewing and all kinds of esoteric ESP and bizarre, again, esoteric methodologies And he went from there and he started what's called the Institute for Advanced Studies out of Austin, where he was trying to perfect reverse propulsion and zero gravity. Of course, that grabbed the attention of the government, and so did his remote viewing abilities. Can you imagine? And they perfected it. The CIA and the NSA perfected remote viewing, which is putting a person in a room, giving him a set of numbers relating to a alleged site or an alleged object or person somewhere around the world, and that person using some sort of bizarre ESP to see what that person is doing, where that building is, or where their target is located. And they perfected it. And believe it or not, as crazy as this sounds, some of the remote viewers were transferred from Germany in counterintelligence operations in the 60s and 70s and used south of Area 51 at the Nevada Test and Training.
Oh, he did say Area 51. Now, keep in mind, this is my first time seeing this. All right, hold on. Wow. Okay.
Building is,
okay.
Or where their target is located, and they perfected it.
My nosy ass about to do some research.
As crazy as this sounds, some of the remote viewers were transferred from Germany in counterintelligence operations in the 60s and 70s and used south of Area 51 at the Nevada Test and Training range to thought projection, interrogate live extraterrestrials. Take that to the bank. We have interviewed 2 of these telepaths that say exactly what I have just said, that they were part of the NSA. They perfected remote viewing capability, and it was then used to
Now, that part I'm familiar with. So I know he lying about that.
Interrogate beings, because extraterrestrials do not talk. They use thought projection.
Wait, they do not talk. They use thought projection. Nah. Wait a minute. Is that for all kinds? Interesting. And that's another reason why they're trying to make AI useful for people. Because think about it. They want AI to be your way of thinking. Artificial intelligence. That's technical difficulties during this stream. We're going to have all this cleared up by next stream. Okay, I'm going to have all this cleared up. That was my fault. I started this live stream before updating all of my settings, making sure everything was up to date. I apologize. That ain't going to happen. Well, let me not say it ain't going to happen again, but it definitely ain't going to happen next live stream. But that's interesting because that is the same thing that they're trying to, use artificial intelligence for. They want artificial intelligence to become people's replacement for their way of thinking. They want to replace people's way of thinking with artificial intelligence. Listen to how that sounds. They want to replace people's way of thinking with artificial intelligence. Alienate your way of thinking. Nah, bro. They can't get away with that. We got to bring attention to their agenda. And this is the reason why they're trying to be so secretive. Everybody's on the cusp of what they're doing. But that's the reason why they're trying to be so secretive and try to do things underground. And they even say, what's the guy's name? Tim Burchett, the senator from Tennessee, said they even caught some of the extraterrestrials coming in by way of boat. He said, that's in the files. I was like, by way of boat? And I was like, what? Wait a minute. So not just spaceships, water? I said, okay. Yeah, that should have, But why hide it? Why? And he gonna say, because it scares the people. Somebody lying. All right, let me keep it pushing.
Ms. Mace, Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning to our witnesses who are testifying today. I want to thank each of you for being here to discuss a topic of grave importance to our national security. Earlier this year, a Chinese spy balloon was shot down off the coast of my home state of South Carolina. Since the Roswell incident in 1947, many Americans have wondered about the dangers of unknown objects crisscrossing our skies. Whether these are UAPs or weather phenomena, advanced technology from American allied or enemy forces, or something more out of this world. So my first question, I have several questions, and if we could just be quick on these first two, I'm going to ask each of you the same question, and then I'll get to each of you individually. The first one, when you reported your experiences with a UAP, did any of you face any repercussions with your superiors, yes or no?
No.
No. I've actually never seen anything personally, believe it or not. So.
All right. And then do you believe there's an active disinformation campaign within our government to deny existence of UAPs, yes or no?
I don't have an answer to that.
As previously stated publicly, yes.
I think previously with like Project Blue Book, yes, but currently I don't speak for the United States government.
Okay, thank you. I have a few questions for Mr. Graves. What percentage of UAP sightings in your belief are unreported by our pilots?
This is an approximation based off of my personal experience speaking with a number of pilots, but I would estimate we're somewhere near 5% reporting perhaps.
So like 95% basically don't report seeing UAPs.
That's just my personal estimate.
In the incident off Virginia Beach, do you believe the Navy took the danger to your aircraft seriously after it was reported?
Absolutely.
A few questions for Mr. Faber.
It was a danger to his aircraft.
Aviator, have you ever seen an object that looked and moved like the Tic Tac UAP?
No.
Did the Tic Tac UAP move in such a way that defied the laws of physics?
The way we understand them, yes.
Many dismiss UAP reports as classified weapons testing by our own government, but in your experience as a pilot, does our government typically test advanced weapon systems right next to multi-million-dollar jets without informing our pilots?
No, we have test ranges for that.
It took over 15 years for your encounter with the Tic Tac to be declassified. Do you feel there was a good reason to prevent lawmakers from having access to this footage?
No, I just think it was ignored when it happened, and it just sat somewhere in a file. Never got reported.
In a drawer. It happens a lot up here. Shocker. Mr. Gresh, a couple of questions for you too, sir, this morning. What percentage of UAPs do you feel are adequately investigated by the U.S. government? Of the 5% that are reported.
I can only speak for my personal leadership over at NGA. I tried to look at every report that came through that I could triage. So.
Do you believe that officials at the highest levels of our national security apparatus have unlawfully withheld information from Congress?
Okay, so let me explain what's going on. This is the hearing that they recently did. This was not too long ago on the crash site where they recovered some non-human-like remains, so extraterrestrial-like remains, and they're talking about it during this hearing.
And subverted our oversight authority.
There are certain elected leaders that had more information that I'm not sure what they've shared with certain Gang of Eight members or et cetera, but certainly I would not be surprised.
Okay. You've stated that the government is in possession of potentially non-human spacecraft. Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, how else would they how else would they get the spaceship if they didn't make contact with them? Not unless you're saying that they recovered it from a site and didn't see the extraterrestrial at all. Now that's something different. If you will make that claim, okay. But for them to have the vehicle, like, oh, okay, and on top of that, like, who's to say that vehicle wasn't set to explode, like to self-destruct? Why would the government trust that? That's their first time actually seeing that particular aircraft. And then all of a sudden, that aircraft crash landed somewhere. You know, the U.S. government like, hey, get down there, send the military. Let's pick the aircraft up and take it to a facility somewhere so we can, do our investigation. Oh, they have the technology to know for a fact that ship will not self-destruct even if they try to touch it or bother it. I don't think so.
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Right. He can't even discuss that part. Interesting. Hold on. Let me go back.
That the government is in possession of potentially non-human spacecraft. Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
So he can't discuss it. Why? Okay, what do y'all think? Say it in the chat, y'all. Chat. What do y'all think would be the reason why the government doesn't want to expose that they're in contact with them or that they're in touch with them? What would be the reason? Because all in all, based off of this testimony alone, let's just go off of this testimony alone. They're not saying that aliens are fake. In fact, none of these segments that I'm getting ready to play, all from news sources, by the way, are going to indicate that aliens are fake or UFOs are fake or UAPs are fake. Nobody's saying, nah, this ain't real. Everybody's saying this is real. Now, all of a sudden, they're saying it's real. All of a sudden. It wasn't done like this at first. So what do y'all think? You think the fifth wave type shit? Book of Enoch? So what y'all think? You said because they look like us? Because they look nothing like how we expect? Because they are the ones you said because they are the ones that are not supposed to be here, Dane, not just in America, but on this planet, would have to admit their crimes against humanity? Project Blue Beam? Technology of alien life? Okay. I'm liking these answers, Chad. Okay. All right. Let me find out Chad over there cooking real quick. Chad cooking, huh? All right, come on.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have craft,
why is that so funny?
Stated earlier, do we have
right after that question, she started laughing. Why was that so funny?
I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they deceased?
Human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
So they were non-human. This is what they recovered from the crash site. Were they alive or dead? Now, they can lie about that, though. They can lie about that and say, they were dead. Just like they lied about the pilot, that they rescued over there in, oh, Lord. Should I do it? That they rescued over there in Iran? Should I go there? I'll go there slightly. These pilots that they so-called rescued in Iran, a couple of them was dead already. They ain't rescued nobody. They lied and said they got him. We got him. We picked them up. We did a great job. Our Air Force is great. Our military is great. They got over there. They were already dead. Y'all know YouTube took that video down, right? With my live stream. Go back for the live stream. Remember when I showed y'all that footage? That they were showing the footage of the dead corpse in that plane in Iran? They took that. No cap, they took that. I knew that was a dead body. We all knew that was a dead body. So did YouTube. YouTube was like, no, hell no. It took it down. So did.
This documentary evidence is video, photos, eyewitness. Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So, and you may or may not be able to answer my last question, and maybe we get into a skiff at the next hearing that we have, but who in the government, either what agency, sub-agency, what contractors, who should be called into the next hearing about UAPs, either in a public setting or even in a private setting? And you probably can't name names, but what agencies or organizations, contractors, et cetera, do we need to call in to get these questions answered, whether it's about funding, what programs are happening, and what's out there?
I can give you a specific cooperative and hostile witness list of specific individuals that were in those.
And how soon can we get that list?
I'm happy to provide that to you after the hearing.
Super. Thank you. And I yield back.
Man, what? Can I get that? Is that public record? We need to make sure that that's, hey, we need to, those people, these names need to be put on blast now. I'll look into that. I'm not sure if that's public record. All right, so let me play the next one.
The truth
is
out there.
Oh, Lord.
See it.
Here go Fox propaganda.
Hundreds of them. And America can't stop watching.
We're releasing a lot of information having to do with extraterrestrial things, and people are totally fascinated by it. It's amazing. I wasn't sure if they would enjoy it. It's literally trending #1. Can you believe it?
Well, we haven't seen E.T. yet. Some people think that it's coming.
Stop. Trump is worried about if that subject is trending or not. I couldn't believe it. It was that many people interested in this topic. I was like, we'll run along, put it out there. Tell the people what they want to know. It just makes us more popular. I'm the better president here. We're going to kill it in the midterms. Like, come on, bruh.
The White House is getting ready to roll one out, and they want some advice.
There's a lot of speculation, I'm hearing it from people inside the administration, that the Trump administration is indeed soliciting advice about how to tell the public that we're not alone. There are consultations.
Oh, wait, so you think that they're working on trying to tell you don't think this is enough right here? Or does the headline need to read Donald Trump or President Trump? Let's just say they're going to say President Trump. President Trump confirms aliens are real. Like, does that have to be the headline for all so-called news media or legacy news media stations to cover all at one time? And Donald Trump gives a press conference. So we brought the American people together. Some people think I can't do that. Like, they think this is not live. We brought the American people together to say, we love America, but we have some sad news. We have some sad news to tell the Americans. Aliens are real. They have spacecraft. I wish y'all could see my hands going like Trump. I'm going like this. We have spacecraft. We have it all. We've seen it all. And I see some beautiful ones too. A couple of them look great. I spoke to Jimmy. He's an alien too. He said he made his way out of Germany. And I was like, wow, how'd you get over? Y'all believe it? Type 13 if you believe it. Type 13 if you believe it.
Fire, 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 fire.
Trump telling you in so many different ways, huh? Or is the Trump administration or is the government? Which one is it? Who telling y'all aliens are real? Who? And should we trust them? Come on, catch up, computer. Y'all know my computer is lagging. I'm going to fix that. That ain't going to happen. Next live stream, I'm going to fix that. Yeah, there you go. It caught back up. Yeah, we real time? Yeah, we real time. All right. So, man, this is amazing. And people are like, we just brushing this up under the rug. A lot of people are not talking about it. It doesn't even matter your skin complexion. There's an agenda going on. All of a sudden, they want to utilize this as the excuse to do what? They don't know how to tell the people. They're still trying to figure out why. That's what he just said. Or figure out how. They're still trying to figure out how to tell the people. You just tell them straight up. Why can't you just tell us straight up? Chief Mac, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Why can't you just tell them straight up? Chris W., thank you for the 10 months. Hey, shout out to the new followers on Kick. Oh, yeah. I'm on Kick too, y'all. I'm going to be multi-streaming. I'm gonna be multi-streaming the Kick. I'm just getting that server warmed up. If y'all can follow me on Kick, shout out to the mods and the admins. If y'all can do ! Kick in there for me. Y'all do me a favor and join that. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But I'm gonna be live streaming in there at the same time. So we could do both, not just one platform. I thought about live streaming on TikTok as well, but TikTok is real funky, man. We'll see. I'm thinking about it. We'll see. Let me think about that. But yeah, definitely Kick though. TikTok a little funky too. Twitch is a little funky as well. I don't want to play around with platforms that's going to try to suppress the truth. You know, we ain't got no time for that. Or whatever that lady said. Y'all remember? All right, come on.
In place with spiritual leaders.
Wait, let me go back. Let me let y'all hear what he said.
To tell, there's a lot of speculation. I'm hearing it from people inside the administration that the Trump administration is indeed soliciting advice about how to tell the public that we're not alone. There are consultations taking place with spiritual leaders. I'm now able to confirm that.
Well,
wait a minute. Conversations with spiritual leaders. Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. They're having conversations with pastors and priests of churches? Spiritual leaders? That makes sense, don't it? It's a spiritual transition. We got to get the spiritual leaders to tell the public. Let them know that God intended for this to happen. Look, they're getting the spiritual leaders to do it, y'all. It's getting spooky, ain't it? We just going through the files. There's nothing wrong with speculation. And there's nothing wrong with critical thinking neither. I encourage that. There's nothing wrong with critically thinking because, logical thinking is the best way to live, in my opinion. You don't want nobody controlling the way you think. Everybody has the right to have their own opinion, I agree. But everybody should start focusing on thinking for themselves again. This is the reason why my slogan has always been, I'm just here to make you think. The whole slogan is, I'm just here to make you think for yourselves again. It just couldn't. I tried to fit all of it together. We tried to squeeze all of it together, and we put the people. You know how he. Scribble Bites Worldwide donated a super chat. I appreciate that. Czar, I don't know that currency, but I appreciate that. Hold up.
Still haven't seen everything. But UFO experts say the good stuff is coming if people keep pushing.
If people keep the pressure on, the records will come out, more of them, and they will be shocking, some of them. David.
Okay, wait. So it's the people that needs to put the pressure on the government, right? I agree. But the people need to put the pressure on releasing the files? I agree. You know what? I agree. Why not? Why not put it out? I agree. Put the pressure on them. Matter of fact, I agree with that.
Rush testified
Let's go.
to bodies, non-human intelligence bodies. So there's got to be autopsies. There's got to be photographs and footage.
Now, we don't want to see.
Like I said earlier, photographs and footage. And look at the images that they're giving us. Look at that. All they're giving us is like aircraft, pointing out aircraft. They're not giving us images of what these aliens look like. And that's alarming. And like we said earlier, that's because they look like a similar version of you and I. Indigenous Stallion, thank you for the 10 gifted. I appreciate that. Indigenous Stallion. That's my first time hearing that. She put Stallion behind it. She probably like 6'6", play for the WNBA. Don't get it twisted. There's some fellas in the chat looking for you. Huh? Fellas love them tall women, huh? Go ahead and type 13, fellas, if you love tall women. Meanwhile, I'm going to say...
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Yes, sir.
All
right, come on.
Just for the fun of it, we need to know what they're capable of. And if they're friendly or not, we need to be ready.
Listen, we need to be ready. Listen to the agenda. Listen to what they're doing. And this is Fox. This is Fox. You mean Oh, I apologize. Take that back, y'all. That's a female. That's a male. That's a male. I apologize. I see it in the chat. I apologize. Take that back. But still, the point of, right. Anyway, so yeah. So my bad, brother. But so now they're trying to make it seem like there is a threat, okay? And it's not. It's not a threat. If they've been living among us for 80 years, why all of a sudden we need to be worried about our safety now? That's the agenda. Age of disclosure. Look at how they playing in our faces. Look at that. The name of that film. Chief Mac, thank you for the super chat. You said Blue Beam. The Project Blue Beam is on its way. Anything coming through that? Wait, is that anything? Anything? I hope you say anything. I believe that's what you said, Matt. It kind of got cut. It kind of got cut. You was rushing, Matt. You got to say that again, Matt.
Are absolutely not alone in this universe. The biggest thing that concerns me with UAPs is the national security concern. It's the unknown. It's the fact that this technology does stuff that we can't do. And if we can't figure out what it is or what it wants or what it's being used for, that keeps me up at night in the idea that we're behind the power curve.
Oh, come on. Okay. All right. Okay.
Brett Fedderson's a former White House National Security Council Director of Aviation Security. And this is Fedderson's first interview since the age of disclosure. Brett, you mentioned that this keeps you up at night. Tell us why.
And look at the same foot. Look at the footage that they showed us, y'all.
One is the fact that this type of technology is not man-made. It's nothing that we can build or have built or are using out there. And the fact that we're seeing it so prevalently on a regular basis globally makes it a national security threat. Additionally, the fact that it is out in our airspace and all around as travel is moving on.
And that thing was moving, though.
Safety issue as well. And it's something that needs to be...
Again, but they're showing us aircraft. They're not showing us these beings. Like, show us one. Just show one. Just show one. I believe they're not trying to show us because they're going to end up looking like us. They're going to end up looking like humans. Damn, bro. I don't think people will be scared of that. I don't think so. All right. Don't forget, y'all, if y'all just joining, I had technical difficulties since the start of the stream. It's not going to be like that during the next stream. Subscribe anyway, okay? Subscribe anyway. Hit the like button anyway. Just do it anyway, just cuz. Do it anyway.
Needs to be pressed, needs to be addressed and tracked.
What do you think? You're going to see like commercial airlines crash into UFOs?
Surprisingly, there has been a large uptick in commercial airline pilots reporting UAPs on a daily basis, is what the FBI and the FAA are.
Now, that's true. That part right there is true. People were sending me footage, and I don't have that readied up right now, but I'll make sure I'll have that ready up for tomorrow's live stream. But people were sending me footage of different pilots recording that UAPs or UFOs, whatever you want to call it, were passing them quickly. And then they slowed it down so you get to see it. And the people were, the pilots were recording from their cockpit directly. And they zooming past them. I saw all of that. That's out right now. The majority of those videos you can see on TikTok and Twitter.
Since the stigma has been broken, mainly because of movies like The Age of Disclosure, pilots, both in the military and in the commercial sector, are coming forward with what they're seeing. Aren't as afraid to actually say, "I've seen something that's not a drone. It's not another flight object. It's something we don't understand."
When we see these, describe the level of technological superiority.
Yeah, so we've been seeing these obviously for decades. The idea.
I'm gonna talk about the mosquitoes tomorrow.
At the Age of Disclosure came was that Dan Farah was able to get us to 34 senior officials to trust him and break our silence about an 80-year cover-up about UAPs and non-human intelligent life.
Dane remarried, huh? No, I didn't remarry. I was always married. We still together.
We're seeing very bright orbs, very bright objects that are emitting some energy, but they're not showing propulsion. They're instantaneously taking off into different directions. Again, things that physics has inhibited us from being able to do as humans. We're continuing to see that type of technology proliferate. It's interesting to note that several of the astronauts in several of the earlier days where fighter pilots were reporting them during World War II, the same type of descriptions are exactly what we're seeing now in the files and the videos that are being released.
Well, then it absolutely is a national security threat, and it does seem, according to the reporting.
But if it's a national security threat, then Trump will be taking it seriously. You can't deem it as a national security threat. On the news, millions of people are watching, okay? As far as that being your opinion is concerned, and Trump or somebody in the Trump administration not deem it as a national security threat. You can't do that. That's propaganda. That's fear-mongering. You projecting that. You see what I'm saying, y'all? You see how, and this is Fox, by the way, this is Fox, and that goes for any news station. They're going to do stuff like this. They making you glitch? No, it's not that. It's my computer. I got updates waiting that I gotta do. I should have updated some things before I went live. That's why I made my mistake. But all right, come on, here we go. Hold on, let me let it catch up. Are we there? Come on. All right, there you go.
This administration's having discussions about how to break this to the American people. And when that day comes, oh my God, that's going to be historic. Well, thank you so much for talking to us and coming forward, and we wish you the best. It looks like we're all on the
We've had repeated instances of something operating in the airspace over restricted nuclear facilities, and it's not ours, and we don't know whose it is. That alone, just that.
So everybody promoting this, are they going? No, we're not about to watch this again. Fox.
Now, as the mystery surrounding the missing scientists is growing, questions are mounting about the alleged existence of UFOs, or UAPs as they're better known.
Right after that.
Trump administration.
What? Haney! You right after the missing scientist topic, you go right into the UFOs.
Surrounding the missing scientists is growing. Questions are mounting about the alleged existence of UFOs.
What type of
UAPs, as they're better known, as the Trump administration following through on their promise to release more files and film. Here with more. He's been at the tip of the spear, demanding release. Congressman Tim Burchett.
There go Tim Burchett right there.
Age of Disclosure director, filmmaker, Dan Farah. I urge everybody to please watch that video. You got to, tell you what, it's very convincing to me. Congressman, start with you. You have been asking, fighting, demanding the release of these files. The more I see, the more intrigued I am, and the more I believe
Chief
it's all
Mac,
real.
thank you for the super chat. You said this is nothing but predictive programming. They are planning a scare tactic, and then the rest got cut off, Mac. Like, if you're going to do a whole sentence, Mac, like, when you do that, be careful, because it's going to cut the rest of it off. I don't know why it doesn't show the whole message like that, but it cuts you off right after the scare tactic.
Well, you should be, Sean, I've been in Congress for 8 years.
That may be even you,
people
Mac, on your phone, not noticing.
Regime,
But you're right, though. It is a scare tactic.
Been the first president, honestly, that's taken it serious and kept his word. He kept his word to me. He said he was going to bring it up and get it out. We all should have transparency. It's not about little green men or flying saucers, dadgummit. It's about, what are we spending tens of millions of dollars on, and why do they keep telling us they don't exist when we have experts in the field? Dan's movie has people, look, they gain nothing from this. All they risk is their reputations. These are well-renowned scientists and people in the field that have seen things, that have researched this, and Washington just basically turns a blind eye to it.
You know, Dan, let me go to you, and I urge everyone to watch.
Puma, thank you for the gift, and I appreciate that, Puma.
It's very well done, very credible people. You see now more and more of these disclosures every single day, more and more information, more and more videos being released. What are you seeing when you look at all of this?
Thank you. Yeah, look, the interview subjects in my documentary revealed there's been an 80-year cover-up of the existence of non-human intelligent life and technology of non-human origin. And what's happening right now behind the scenes is the White House is facing that reality and trying to undo the cover-up. The president issued this presidential directive in February, instructing federal agencies to declassify evidence of non-human intelligent life and UAP, and very few of them have acted in line with that directive. They're putting their heads in the sand. They're avoiding disclosure. They're fighting disclosure. If they're doing that, then how did y'all get the information? Is the FBI.
I'm just saying.
They're taking it very seriously behind the scenes. It's a huge priority for the Bureau. And I think as that happens and moves forward, as it becomes more and more of a priority for them, we're going to start to see a lot of information revealed and shaken out of this cover-up. From this point on, it's really got to be about facts and science and actual law enforcement investigation at the highest levels.
And the people in your documentary are very credible. Congressman, last question for you. Do you believe that there is more compelling evidence that will be disclosed, and will it even be more compelling than what we are seeing now?
A lot more. There's so much more. I've seen it. The FBI has footage. I've seen it, as well as Representative Luna and some others. Yeah, I think it's still a cover-up. The trouble with this is, and the White House tells me, that they're really getting pushback from a lot of these agencies, the FBI and some of the other groups, and if you get deep state is what you're getting. And a lot of the things they're putting out now are easily disprovable as not being a UFO. What we need to do is get to more of the stuff that they've shown us as members of Congress in private.
All right, Congressman, thank you. Dan, thank you.
Okay.
All right, thanks for watching.
Okay, so he's saying the stuff that they putting out is not real. You know, I'm just paraphrasing, but the stuff that they showed them is real. As far as the congressman. Oh, hell no, I'm not about to watch this whole thing.
In this war with Iran.
Okay, ho. Right here.
The Pentagon released a second batch of UFO files today, including more than 40 videos. Lawmakers have been pushing the Pentagon to
what about the pictures
to the American people. Now, this drop includes a video that appears to show the moment a fighter jet shot down a UFO over Lake Huron. That was in 2023.
Why is all this information redacted? All these black
spy balloon that was spotted over the U.S. before being shot down. It's unclear what this incident is. In another video from March of 2026, in an undisclosed location,
like, what are you hiding?
4 UFOs appear to move like saucers, skipping across the water. And this video from 2022 shows multiple spherical objects going in and out of the water near a submarine, executing apparent rapid changes in direction. Do you see that? That's pretty incredible to watch. Congressman Eric Burleson is among the lawmakers who have been pushing for these videos to be released. He told me last week these images prove to him that something is out there, but he doesn't know what it is.
I've already seen some videos that the American people deserve to see. And look, where I'm coming at this issue after seeing and investigating this for several years is that I still don't know what this is, but I know that there's something out there.
News Nation chief correspondent Brian Enton has been pouring through these documents. Brian, hello. What videos caught your attention?
Yeah, I've been going through these videos and the new documents since 8 a.m. this morning, Hannah, when they all were first released. And there's some really interesting ones. 64 total, second big batch that's been released. President Trump
64 documents
ordered that these videos be released. Let me show you this first one.
Videos be released.
This is video here from a U.S. military sensor in Syria. This one is getting a lot of attention. The video, I think we're going to play it here in a second. The video is from 2021, and you can see what looks like a bright sphere. There it is. Sort of like a bright sphere-looking orb traveling over the surface. And if you wait a couple of seconds here, Hannah, and watch it closely, it picks up speed and then it literally just zooms off. There it was, right there at the end. That is the part that experts are especially perplexed by, because our technology, we are told, just couldn't do that. Where
now that's quick.
Really just zooms off the screen. All right, next video. This one is interesting, Hannah. A formation of UFOs.
Just showing UFOs. No.
Right there, again, captured by military.
No video aliens.
There are what appear to be 3 dots. You can see traveling together. Sometimes they kind of space apart a little more and then they get closer together. And this video was uploaded to a classified network in October of 2019. Again, experts do not seem to know what this is. Another video here, we move on to the next one. This one is from October of 2020. Look at that. See that little black dot? We circled it. Traveling across the city. We don't know exactly where this is. The military isn't telling us. But again, captured by a military sensor. They don't know what it is, and it just moves very slowly there. Across the screen, again, from October 2020. It goes from the city there, and then it goes out over to the mountains. I wish we knew the location. There's a lot they left out when they gave descriptions for these videos. We don't know if they're being vague.
I mean, look at the videos. A whole bunch of black boxes all around it.
Over the mountains there.
They've redacted a bunch of stuff.
Them down for you.
What's the purpose?
But some of them go on 10, 13 minutes where they literally track these objects. And it just goes on.
This looks like some UI stuff that they blocked. They didn't want to show us what the UI looked like.
A recording of an astronaut Scott Carpenter from 1962. This radio recording, Hannah, when he was up in space on the radio. This recording has never been released before, where there's no video, but he described seeing something very strange, something that he said looked like snowflakes. And again, that was unexplained. Hannah?
I mean, the mystery still remains, but always fun to watch and get to the bottom of this. Brian Enton, thank you. My next guest directed and produced the explosive film, The Age of Disclosure. It features...
All I'm promoting this film. But speaking of film, let me play this one. Hold on. Because this was back in 2008. Hold on. I want to play this one. Same topic. Let me play this one.
Early in the morning, about 7:15, 7:20 at the latest that I could recall. On that particular day, April 11th.
And shout out to Eyes on Cinema. Eyes on Cinema. Uh-oh, it's getting late for me. Eyes on Cinema for sharing this video. I appreciate that.
I normally come over from upstairs straight to my kitchen. I try to get something here for my dogs. That I have 2 dogs, and I like to feed them something all the time. And right now I'm just grabbing anything. But what I do, I come in and I get something for my dog, so I'm gonna go feed him. I come outside early in the morning. Most of the people already went to work, and I bring my dogs. Here, Chewy, come on. Good boy. I feed my dogs every morning. Come out here to the yard.
Jeffrey, thank you for the Cash App.
Come and get some more. Good dog, here. Spiky.
Oh, Supreme Magnet, thank you for the Cash App as well. I appreciate that.
Good doggy. Come and get it. You're a good doggy. I was feeding my dogs right here. And all of a sudden, you know, as I'm turning towards, you know, the horizon, towards the house and the pine tree, I noticed something that's not out of the, something's out of the ordinary, like a speck of something dark. And I focused myself and I said, I kind of
he's in Alvin, Texas. Alvin, Texas.
Couldn't believe what I was seeing. So what I did, I ran inside to my house. I had the camera, my video camera, sitting there by the TV. And I grabbed it real quick because I had used it on Easter Sunday with my family. And I let it sit right there for a while. So what I did, I brought the camera. And the dog, Chuito here, he was here, as well as the other dog. And when I noticed the object, I grabbed my camera immediately. And I started to videotape from that angle. But he was grounding. He was like, and I said, and I just petted him, but I couldn't talk. I didn't know what to say.
And that's the video?
Speechless, like they say. So
of the aircraft?
What came to my mind, videotape, keep the camera going. So
you could tell that's an old VHS.
And I'm videotaping, and I'm trying to hold on to the dog.
Even though I missed that technology, I won't ever miss that technology. Like that part right there, technology, I'm glad was updated. You know? That was the only, I mean, that's how I say it. Like, how far are we willing to make or allow technology to go? Yeah, I remember VHS tapes. And then from there, it went to what? CDs, DVDs. No, it was DVDs, right? Or compact disc, same thing. Then from there, Blu-rays, remember? Now it's an app on our cell phone. Yeah.
And
how many of y'all still got DVDs? Type 13 if you got a DVD.
I noticed the object moved. Either my hand shaked a little bit, and I felt some sensation, something, but
somebody said it looked like a toilet plunger. Look, it do look like a toilet plunger, though. That is hilarious. Damn, a lot of y'all got DVDs? Y'all still got DVDs, so y'all still got a DVD player? Now, I heard all of that stuff is still accessible out there in Japan. I heard Japan is still selling DVD players, VHS players. Remember the CD Walkmans? They still selling all of that to this day in Japan in top condition. Oh, your PlayStation 5? Yeah, some of the PlayStation 5s come with a disc player. That's true. I forgot about that. You know, I done moved on for PlayStation and went to PC. I left PlayStation 4. That was it. PlayStation 4 was the last one. Said, nah, that's it. Let me get me a PC. Got on PC and once you go PC, you never gonna want to get a console like one of them Xbox or you ain't gonna want that, a PlayStation. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love PlayStation. You know, I remember the PS1 days, but nah, once you go PC, you don't want that. The quality is way much stronger. Or like, depending on what type of graphics card you got. But it's a lot stronger. Yeah, but somebody said this looked like a plunge. This is hilarious, bro.
Too shocked. You know, I didn't know what was going on.
2008.
It didn't look like a plane or anything. It looked something like round. And he had something at the bottom that kind of shined, but I couldn't tell. So I got my camera and I zoomed in. That's when I noticed the top.
If you was getting your movies and video games from Blockbuster, type 13.
Was either going around, it looked like, and then at one time he did this. But when he did that, my camera captured it, but something happened. You know, I couldn't keep going. And then the object, what he did, it went up, and then it stopped, and then it went like this. And then it went up and came all the way up. That's when I try to close in. And when I noticed
the whole chat said 13.
Take off. No, it just
y'all telling y'all age now.
Like a glide, like a kite. It just glided away towards the horizon. And I just couldn't understand it. I looked at my camera, took it inside, and that's when I said, wow, I got it on tape. But at first I didn't think I got it on tape because the camera don't show it. That's funny. I said,
yeah, but I remember Redbox. Before Netflix, it was Redbox.
And it comes out, the picture, the video.
And you know how they got us. That was a very good marketing move. You know how they got us? They posted all of it right outside the 7-Eleven, CVS, and whatever. What was at gas stations? Had it right outside. As soon as you walked in, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get me and move and walk right back to your car. You know what they was doing?
You won't see it. And then all of a sudden when he stopped.
Yeah, and Hollywood Video, yep.
You
Blockbuster, Hollywood Video.
I mean, this incident here, I don't know what happened. I'm not used to this.
Walgreens, the grocery stores too.
Where's your voice? Say something. Well, I'll be honest. I wanted to say something, but I couldn't. Even the dogs were not saying. They normally bark, like whoa, whoa. This time they were just like trying to bark, but they couldn't. I had the same thing. I was.
Why sound like somebody laughing?
Quiet. That thing, like if it was just sending a signal to me, like don't move, don't say anything, just watch. And I had that little feeling, you know. Now, that's probably me. But you know what? I don't see that every day. So the only thing that I did, get the camera, videotape.
Oh, Netflix was before Redbox?
A little bit of fog and a little bit of mist. They call the dew, early morning dew. So I just got the camera. I couldn't focus that good. I could only zoom in because my finger on top, you know. But I couldn't, you know, focus everything. So the way the video turned out was, you know, the object and the sky, no clouds that morning. It was
Netflix used to send out DVDs. Oh, so they wasn't as popular as Redbox.
I was surprised, and I said, I might as well just call Jaime because I heard about Jaime. He always comes out like this happened here, this happened there. I said, if Jaime could have something to match it up and say, I have it, okay. That's why I say, Jaime, come over, take this video with you. I'm gonna give him the cassette tape. I mean, he could have it. I don't want it because every time I see it, it throws me off. I mean, I just don't feel the same. I mean.
Now, do y'all believe him? Do y'all believe him? Type 13 if y'all believe him.
I retired from the government. And I don't want to play around. I don't want to come out and say, hey, it's me, it's a fake. No, if it's a fake, I'll just tell Jaime, don't waste your time. Stay home, I'll send it to you. No, I want him to come over here. I want him to film because I believe that Jaime will provide real evidence, whether from me, whether maybe somebody else is going to have a better video. And then Jaime is going to say, it all started from Alvin on down. This could be the beginning of the new wave of close encounters where we could videotape them. And don't be scared because if you're scared like me at first, you say, no, I don't want to do nothing. Leave it alone. No, give it to Jaime. Believe me, if Jaime knows how to deal with it, you will deal with it like me.
Interesting. And they just replaying the video. Look at the old VHS. I ain't gonna lie, for some odd reason I missed that, but don't miss that. Then ain't always a good thing.
He recorded the object almost for 3 minutes, very close. The object affected 2 transformers in the area that were burned. They had to be changed. His cellular phone stopped working.
He said the cell phone stopped working. He started losing his memory.
Affected very much. You can see the black dots there. They are not there. It's the tape. The tape.
Keep in mind, this was from 2008.
The energy was very, very strong. Sometimes these objects are dangerous. Dangerous because they have this energy around them.
And Mauricio Ruiz managed to fix the camera twice because the camera wanted to shoot down. He was very concerned and tried to fix down and continue filming.
I believe this is one of the best videos that have ever been taken here in the US, and I can tell you, I can put my hand on fire for this video. This video is absolutely real, and the object produced magnetism. And this, I have the analysis.
It do look like a drone.
University of Mexico to prove it. After
it does look like a drone.
What they have done, they called me and said, we want equal time in TV to say that is.
I see the little lights at the bottom of it. It's too small to be,
I said that we found,
in my opinion, it's too small to be an aircraft.
And they couldn't prove they
but again, I mean, you know, let's just say that this is real. Then
can you believe that?
What is going to be able to fit in that? That looks.
They want to discredit.
I mean, well, then again, looks could be deceiving. That object
didn't know what to do.
Could be a lot larger than that, but
they had the rope on in their neck.
It looks small.
Thank you.
It looked like that my hand is able to palm it. That's what it looked like.
No clouds in the sky whatsoever. It's all by. That's funny.
He called another one? April 13th. This was 2 days later. 2008.
You see it? You see it?
He can't zoom in.
They just materializing. Awesome. I mean, they just growing. Look, David.
Wait, it's a bunch of them.
Look. They're getting big. Oh, shut up. Look, look, look. It's getting bigger.
Pause.
Look. You see it? Mm-hmm. It was small. I mean, look. They're just materializing out of the sky. Look. You notice how small they were?
Yeah.
That's amazing. There was no clouds in the sky. Look, them suckers are getting bigger. This is a mystery out here. Awesome.
I don't know about an aircraft, bro. That don't look like an aircraft.
From right here. Okay, let's see, my little doggy. There were no clouds in the sky. No clouds whatsoever.
Now he did showcase that it was a little dry in the sky, and then all of a sudden
bigger and bigger. And I'm gonna show the rest of the sky, and there's no clouds in the sky whatsoever.
Somebody said that's a port.
Except for that one.
Like a portal?
It got big.
Like another part of the world just opened up?
There's no other clouds in the sky. It's just...
Yeah, look at the sky.
Crystal clear. Crystal clear. And this is where the object was there the other day. That I videotaped.
That is weird.
Those are the dogs that I feed early in the morning. And there's a cloud up there. Hay una nube where that object was the other day. It's a mystery. It's forming right there where the object was.
That is weird, though.
As you can tell, there's no other clouds in the sky by, just the cloud itself. There it is. And I'll put my hand in front of it. Yeah, there's my hand. See? There's a cloud and it's forming right there where that UFO was.
It is questionable. So he's saying that a cloud is forming right there where the UFO was.
Something? I don't care. I know this is the same spot that I videotaped a UFO the other.
So he videotaped the 11th.
Somebody criticized that I didn't talk too much or freak out.
And then 2 days after.
So I'm freaking out now. I'm videotaping a cloud.
This is in Alvin, Texas in 2008.
On the same spot that the UFO was 2 or 3 days ago.
Interesting.
Good evening, I'm Bill Malugin, and this is your Fox News report. The U.S. and Iran reaching a tentative agreement to extend the ongoing ceasefire for 60 days. That's despite exchanging some strikes this week. The potential deal would also open negotiations on Iran's nuclear program.
Wait, this is the wrong one.
Still has to sign.
Now, if you ever look up in the sky, wonder if we're alone, here's something to think about. The White House, or the Trump administration at least, registering some new websites, alien.gov and aliens.gov, according to federal records. Just about a month ago, the president said on social media that the administration would start identifying and releasing government files about aliens and UFOs, whatever it may or may not have, who knows. At about the same time, former President Barack Obama said he thought aliens were real. Of course, he clarified the initial comments about it. So could this be the beginning of a big alien data dump? Who knows? The White House only told a reporter, quote, "Stay tuned," it replied on social media with an alien emoji. I don't know. I'm just telling you, they registered it. We'll see what happens.
Now, that's when they first registered both of the domains, alien.gov and aliens.gov. So alien.gov and aliens.gov. That's when they first registered the names. Like they were trying to be funny. But I believe there is something more sinister going on. Around that same time, this was, a few days ago on the 30th, on Truth Social, this is what Trump put out. A golden dome for the White House. Now, why would the White House need to be in a golden dome? Look, by way of what? Is that satellite? What is that? This is what Trump posted. Of course, he using the AI too. He having a ball using the AI. What do y'all think the hidden message is? To this video. Some of y'all can think about a couple of things here. I'm going to get into this. I'm going to get into this during tomorrow's live stream to go into some things that I investigated of what could be some possibilities. And I already did a live stream on that mosquitoes. Y'all remember that, right? Some of y'all may remember that, but do you know they're trying to bring that back up? Here it is. They always trying to dump out those mosquitoes. And I told y'all it was robotic mosquitoes. They literally man-made the mosquitoes. And the mosquitoes were deployed by drones. It was so real that I showed you the patent records. Y'all remember? I showed you the patent records live. We're going to have something like that again. I'm going to show y'all some things. I'm not going to say too much as I don't know who's watching, but I'm going to show y'all some things. And I am going to bring that stuff back up too, because that's Google this time. Google. What Google doing this for? And I showed y'all some records. I'm gonna have to refresh your memory. I'm gonna show y'all some records about Google and Apple. Y'all remember that live stream when I told y'all that they were together as a company coming after people's or surveilling people's health? And not just by way of cell phone. Y'all remember that? Google and Apple. Now, I know the reason why I'm smiling is because I know I'm the one to be like, I always try to start a war and I be like Android over, iPhones. But let's be real, they the same. So I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to show y'all a lot of things. This is just a warm up and I got to work these kinks out. That's another reason why I know I can't go any further. Because there's some things I got to put on screen and that's going to cause this thing to start glitching and start messing me up while I'm in my zone. And I don't want that to happen when I'm in mid zone, trying to talk. Okay. So I'm going to save it for tomorrow and I'm going to go live earlier tomorrow. I have way more stuff than this. I'm not playing. We're going live tomorrow. And it's probably going to be a lot earlier, like 5:30 Eastern time. Let me work these kinks out. I'm about to do it right now. Get on this computer, fix all this stuff up so this won't happen again tomorrow. And, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. So y'all take care, and I appreciate that. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow's stream is probably going to be much longer. As long as we're not having any hiccups like how we were tonight, tomorrow's stream will be much longer, for sure. You know, so I could get into it without being disrupted. You know what I mean? Let me fix what I got to fix, and I'm going to make sure everything's straight. So when I go live tomorrow, and if something start happening tomorrow, that ain't me. That ain't me. Now, I could admit, before I went live, I didn't check to see which app needed an update. I'll admit that. But yeah, so we'll fix it up. And I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Y'all take care. 5:30 Eastern time. 5:30 Eastern time, I'm going to go live. What though?
OCO, free thinkers.
I make you think, yeah. I make you think, I make you think, yeah. I make you think, yeah. I made you think, yeah. I made you think, I make you think, yeah. I make you
He's
think.
here to make you think.
I make you think, yeah. I make you think, I make you think, yeah. I make you think, yeah. I made you think, yeah. I made you think, I make you think,
It's Dane Calloway.